Okay, so the final touch on the hardware is done. There actually might be a few more that I'm forgetting about. This is gonna be for the extension cord. And now we're getting into the nitty gritty of the photo booth. I really don't like how this tape looks, but I suppose it's protecting it, so it's fine. The first thing we're gonna do is add the screen. So isn't that exciting? The touch screen is going in. This specific photo booth uses a Surface Pro. We're gonna have to give that a good wipe down. But this specific photo booth uses a Surface Pro 3. And the Surface Pro 3 is good because it's actually a quality product. We find it works great. And because it's an older model, it's not that expensive. And it's been used for years and years, and it's been fine. We ship these photo booths, and the Surface Pro 3 almost never malfunctions. And again, you can get these at eBay for fairly inexpensive price. Make sure that they are including the original power cord. That's very important. Otherwise, they may not charge properly if the original power cord is not part of the package. So we do suggest you find ones that have the original power cord. Now, to put these in, it's a little tricky, it's a little tight, that's the point. The booth is specifically designed for these to fit essentially tightly in. We're gonna put the power cord on, or in, plug in the power cord. And we also want one USB cord plugged in as well. And as you can see, we buy the ones that are at a 90 degree angle. And make sure you buy the ones where the blue is on the bottom, just like that. That way the cord is going out this way rather than out that way. And I believe on Amazon there's 2 packs of these which have they switched, ones like this, ones like that. But otherwise, there you go. Those are the only 2 cords that we're going to be plugging into our Surface Pro 3. And then we're going to insert them. Cords first. We got to kind of have to lift it up so it goes over these screws. And it should just slide in pretty smoothly. And there you go. It's pretty tight in there. We can just, for now, put the cords loosely in here. But that is the Surface Pro 3 added. And again, let's see if this works now. See, this sits back. And we can close this, and the Surface Pro 3 is, oh, you see, it's a little bit loose. So what I will be doing is making sure it's tight one way or another. First of all, there's a cord here, so this cord nothing should be obstructing the edge that touches the Surface Pro 3. All cords should be going through these holes here. So first of all, that was a major issue. Let's see if that helps a little bit. And if worst case, we can put some of these, some carpet protectors, whatever the case may be, just to give it some more. Okay, yeah, so it's a bit loose, so we're gonna have to do that. That's fine. We're gonna do that at a later time anyway, because once we get all the wires in there, stuff can shift around, can adjust, and then we're gonna do it so that this is kind of super tight, and that photo booth screen isn't moving anywhere. That being said, even without this, it's fairly tight in there, just because the width of the screen is essentially the width of the inside of the photo booth. So it's perfectly designed to kind of fit a Surface Pro 3 into this. Next, we're installing a power cord. So this will be plugged into the wall and will power all the components of the photo booth. But there you have it. You might want to use an extension cord afterwards, of course, as the booth might be at some distance away from the wall or from an outlet. That's the power cord. Okay, so now it's time for installing the camera. The Surface Pro 3, our favorite software, is DSLR Booth Pro version. And they have a lot of compatible cameras, even older models that you can use. This is a Canon Rebel T3, which certainly works for this software, although you can use Nikons and other brands as well. There's a list of about, I would say, almost 100 cameras that are compatible with the software. And essentially most modern cameras will be, so perhaps you have a camera laying around, an SLR camera laying around. Now, you can charge this, put it in and use the photo booth, but we like to use some sort of dummy battery AC adapter. You can find these on eBay, just make sure it's the model that matches your camera. And what happens here is it kind of acts as another battery, or pretends kind of to be a battery. And it just goes inside there where the battery would normally go. On your model camera, it might be in a different position. And this is where you plug it in. And now this will stay charged and working for the entire time, no matter what, as long as the photo booth is plugged in. What we want to do now is mount the camera onto the Z mount. Hopefully you have an okay angle there. Lefty loosey, righty tighty, although it's a little confusing depending on what angle you're looking at. You're kind of upside down, underneath. But what I can do here is just extend it a bit more so I have a little bit more room to play with. And this just tightens the camera onto the Z mount. You want to do it fairly tight, although not that tight because you want to probably readjust it later on. I've done a few of these, so I kind of know the final position of these. A rough final position. Lower it in there. Now, the adapter assembly goes through the big hole. And the camera goes inside the photo booth, kind of just like that. And because it's a Z mount now, you can adjust freely up and down. If this is bar height, for example, and you don't want to adjust the actual booth, you can just go inside and mildly adjust the camera itself. We'll put these in for now, just so you see how it looks from the front. Ooh. And there you go. So it's actually too far back in my opinion. I'd want the camera a little bit closer to the front. And that's something that you can easily adjust, as the Z mount not only adjusts the angle, but you can go forward or backwards just a tad by loosening it and just pushing it in. We'll leave it there for now because the point of this is how to kind of plug the wires, where to plug the wires. There you go. So that's how you install your SLR camera into the photo. Now we want to connect the computer to the camera itself. So we're going to take our previously, and by the way, there will be what I'd like to call wire management here afterwards, and probably during this series as we finish up. But for now, I just kind of want to show you where the wires generally go. This is the previously installed USB cord that we plugged into the Surface Pro 3. We're going to take this cord here that attaches to the camera. Cord or cable. And we probably want to feed it through, although I'm not going to worry about that for now because I still have to put the second tray in and do some wire management. Perhaps after this step we'll do that. But this cord, let me turn the camera now, will go into the camera. There you go. And of course this cord and any other cords will be listed in the packages that we have. Otherwise you might have to do some, if you're just winging this, not buying any packages, which is absolutely fine. You know, you have to do a little bit of investigation in order to make this work. But now we have 2 wires or cords going into the camera, and we'll have one more for this version of photo booth, which is going to be coming out of the hot shoe mount. Technically not quite part of the camera itself, but part of an accessory of the camera, and that's going to be going into the flash. Let's now do a quick review of the internal components so far. We of course have our SLR camera here. We have the Z-mount. We have the shelves that keep the Surface Pro 3 stuck against the inside front portion of the photo booth. And another shelf right here ready to go once all the wiring is more organized. Over here we have an AC adapter to dummy battery camera charger. You can see that's the thing. We'll have to plug it into our power cord. Here we have the USB cord that then is plugged into the camera. And this is a mini, I don't know if I can get that to focus, a mini USB that plugs in to there, okay? And then of course we have the main power charger for the Surface Pro right here. It's the original charger that came with the Surface Pro. Next, we'll be adding our flash.